Hi everyone, I'm using Gregory Scott's Tarot for our reading from Tuesday, the 26th of August through to Sunday, the 31st of August. So I'm setting the intention for a reading for the highest and greatest good for the collective or anyone who views this video. And as always, take what resonates and just pop the rest to one side, just see what unfolds. The energy is a lot. It's very tense. We came through the new moon on the 23rd. The new moon in Virgo, the first of two new moons in Virgo season. During the new moon, we add the Yod, the finger of God, which is Neptune and Saturn, Pluto in Aquarius, pointing to the new moon. So the new moon is when the sun and the moon come into sacred marriage. Both the sun and the moon in 0 degrees of Virgo. So these outer planets that are retrograding in the early degrees. Pluto in the 1st degree of Aquarius, and Neptune and Saturn in the early degrees of Aries, about ready to retrograde back into Pisces. So they're at the very beginning degrees of Aries, where they are at the most potent, both pointing towards the new moon in Virgo at 0 degrees. So this is powerful energy. These outer planets in such a configuration that is so powerful and creating us to turn within. Really, the energy is one of inward. So this 0 degrees in Virgo, the new moon, is the point of infinite potentiality, from the void within the moon, that anything can manifest, taking us into the reset, the reconfiguration, connecting us to our original blueprint. So the tension is taking us within. Things around us occurring in our lives that maybe we've not dealt with, that maybe we have pushed to one side, suppressed it somehow, but we've known it's there and not known how to deal with it. These are coming to the surface. A lot in relationships, some truth coming to light that maybe at one time we would not want to listen to, but there it's coming through so clear. The energy of maybe feeling trapped with the occurrences that are going on around us, whether it is things in the outside world that is creating some kind of upset within us, some kind of conflict within us. Maybe it's within relationships, maybe it's with our finances, our careers, wherever it may be. We're really being pushed into that 0 degree. Virgo is the nurse, the healer, and is taking us inward as well to maybe look at how we're treating our bodies, reminding us to do our healing, our self-healing. Virgo is the high priestess, the vessel virgin, and this is the moon, the eclipse of the high priestess, and the energy of the vessel virgin. And the virgin is not about abstaining from physical relationships. It's about the pureness of our physical body, of what we are taking in, what we are listening to. The new moon was opposing Uranus in Gemini, together with Sedna. Sedna is the Inuit goddess who is bringing through powerful, deep transformation of our divine feminine. Uranus is shifting us from those rigid beliefs, those rigid patterns that we have found ourselves in through not wanting to maybe face some truths, pushing it away, maybe doing something else to take our attention away from what is coming to the surface and what has always been there. So Uranus asking us to really expand mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, from the defense that the armoring that we have placed around ourselves, our behaviors to go into resistance with certain situations, and maybe some people, we go into that resistance due to what we are holding within us. As this new moon, as the sun and moon came together, there was a conjunction with Regulus. So the day before, the sun moved into Virgo, and as it moved into Virgo, came into a conjunction with Regulus. That is the star at the heart of the lion. So coming into that conjunction, we've been receiving since then powerful upgrades in our healing. So healers will be receiving codes of healing that they and we will pass on to others, and that will come through with divine intelligence and wisdom of how to go through our next phase in alignment with the pureness of healing. So there's a lot of energy happening around our heart chakra. The energy that was pouring in was activating our crown, activating our third eye, our heart, bringing everything into alignment for us to see clearly. So those distortions that we have had that within our hearts, the old hurts, where our hearts have been, where our hearts have armoured, where we have not wanted to see the truth, for not being able to face things. All this is coming up. The healing energy that's coming through is helping us to face those situations that we have so long suppressed. So going out into nature, if you've got anything going on with relationships or whatever area of your life, going out into nature, putting your hand on a tree, sitting with your back against a tree, and these emotions that we have suppressed because we've not known what to do with them, that are coming up so big now, not knowing how to deal with them. Find a tree, go out into nature, sit it with your back against a tree, and just allow the energy from your heart, the confusion, the not knowing which way to take, whatever it may be, however you're feeling, whatever is being brought up for you during this time, because we are now moving through the wormhole of the eclipse in these sacred zodiac signs of Virgo, who is in the south node. So that's where we're letting the karma, the past, the old patterns release in there. The full moon will be on the 7th of September in Pisces, that ocean of consciousness. So we are shifting away from the patterns, the self-defense, the suppression of old emotions that we really have been projecting out into our life without even realizing it. They're all coming to the surface now, so it can be a lot. It can be a lot, facing things within our relationships that we haven't before. We've not wanted to come face to face with those conversations. Things happening within our bodies where we have stuffed our emotions down with unhealthy foods and liquids. Our bodies are now speaking to us. So wherever we are carrying some dense energy, it will be surfacing now. To go out into nature, to really sit with your back against a tree, and to let all the emotion, the pain, the upset, whatever it may be, that's too big to even speak about, that you won't divulge to anyone else. Sit with your back against a tree and allow the tree to absorb these emotions, this energy that is creating such a block within your body system, within your life. Allow it, because there is no other way for it to be released. Mother Earth is asking us to give it to me, just like we would a child that is in some kind of pain. We would be saying, give it to me. This is Mother Earth wanting us to confide in her, to let us see the innermost secrets within us that we cannot divulge to anyone else, and allowing her to do the healing, to take that energy down into her roots, to alchemize it within her roots, allowing the wind to take everything away, using all the elements, the wind to just take things away, the thoughts, the words that we can't speak. But we know now they need to leave our body, they need to leave this vessel, so that it is sacred, so that we have a sacred vessel for the downpouring of Christed light that's coming in, so that we can be a flowing portal of energy, of peace, of grace. So sometimes, you know, when we have that stuck energy of grief or something that we cannot not make any, we can't make sense of it, and we hold it within us. It's time now for the cleansing during this time. So powerful energy, and also seeing lots of full circle. It was Paul and I's wedding anniversary on Saturday the 23rd, and I had this calling to go to the Lake District. That's where we stayed for our honeymoon. And how we chose the lakes was godly. We put all the destinations in a container, and as we were doing that, Paul had mentioned about the Lake District and just did not interest me. And as we were putting them all in a box, in a container, we were watching Country File, and John Craven mentioned the Lake District. So it was okay, let's put the Lake District in now. Give it a good shake, mixed everything up. I placed my hands in and I pulled out the Lake District. So off we went, spent beautiful time in Windermere, and every day, every morning, before we started our day, we would go down to Ambleside, onto Lakeside, and I would sit. There was a beautiful cafe then, and I would sit, and I just felt so at home, and I could visualise myself sitting there and living there. It was such a familiar feeling. So every day we went to the same place, and every evening before we went back to our hotel, we went to sit in that place just on Lakeside, looking at the boats and the birds and the beautiful lake. And when we came home from our honeymoon, we got our pictures, our photos developed. It was in those days where you had to take them into booths and get your film developed. So we made a gorgeous album with everything in our honeymoon. And when it was all coming, when we got it, it was all complete and done, I showed it to my father and my mum, and my dad said, "Oh, you went to where your mum was born?" And I said, "Oh, I don't know." And he said, "Yeah." He said that hotel there, it was a house, and your mum was born there. And every day your nan would wheel your mum in her pushchair to that point where she would sit and watch the birds and look at the lake, and when she was a baby. So the place where I was sitting was actually where my mum used to sit as a baby. And so things coming full circle. And going back this time, this is the first time we've been back since my mum passed 6 years ago. But it was deeper meaning, actually breathing in the essence of my mum, of my ancestors. It was at a deeper level of really feeling them surrounding me. So things come into full circle in so many ways that things are completing. We are on the 9 year. We are on the year of the snake, where we are shedding those old skins that we no longer feel comfort in. They're becoming too tight. So we're breaking free from those layers. So this energy is assisting us, this powerful spiritual eclipse. the new moon, the full moon, moving into the next, the second new moon, also in Virgo, on the 21st of September, the day before the autumn equinox. So we're moving through this time of finding out who we truly are, how we're feeling, really listening to our bodies, really listening to our thoughts, our feelings, instead of pushing everything down because we didn't know what to do with it, and moving off, doing what we needed to do for everyone else. But the energy, those outer planets, all retrograding, taking us inward to do that sacred work of becoming our I am. This is Neptune and Saturn there, and Chiron retrograding in Aries, the I am. So everything that is not of that divine blueprint is coming up for our attention, for us to bring it into the light, to feel the pain, to feel the rawness and the tenderness of what's going on inside us. Even if everything is amazing, and there are amazing things happening in our lives, which is beautiful. So as we are stepping into these amazing things, it's like the bottom of a pool when the water is disturbed, the dirt from the bottom and the mud from the bottom of the lake, the pool starts to cloud. And so whatever remnants we have tucked away in our hearts, in our cellular memory, energy coming in that we feel it's too big for us. We don't know which way, how to, well, what the solution is, because we can't really, we don't know the solution. To go out, find a lake, and we was at Lakeside, and now my home is in Lakeside. I live on Lakeside, not in the Lake District, but how full circle I'm living on the same street name or road name or as my mum when she was born. So things really starting to stand out, showing us that there is a powerful force of our ancestors, of our soul, taking us every single step on our path. And to witness it, witness how we're feeling, to accept how we're feeling, and accept it is not a weakness. It takes great strength to go in there and ask the questions that maybe you don't want to know the answers to, but they're needed. The answers are required for us to deal with the emotions we have struck down and not wanted to face, because they are vibrating within us and holding us in this place that is preventing us from being the sacred vessel for the energies that we are moving through this month, through the Virgo season. We're in the final week of August, It's been a powerful, powerful Lion's Gate. And we're being asked to look at how are we manifesting from all the energy that we downloaded and absorbed. How are we manifesting with that energy? Are we going out, trying to fix on the outside that when I look better, I'll be happier. When I've got more money, I'll be happier. When I feel healthier, I'll be happier. So we're taking everything on the outside. The energy is taking us inward into that kingdom within. Because once we find that kingdom within, which this new moon and all the planetary aspects was so pushing us into with tension, so that we could not ignore, we could not stuff it down, because we know now on a deep level that they're here to face, they're here for us to face. And as we face them and do our healing work, however is comfortable for us at that time, so that we are not jumping out and trying to fix something so that we will then feel happier. We're not waiting for something to change on the outside for us to start to be living our happy life. The energy of the cosmos, the planets, the star constellations. Sirius is high up now in the sky. Venus moved into Leo on Monday, so an energy shift. She's been with Jupiter, these two beautiful, positive planets merging and bringing through some beautiful energy, showering us in divine essence of love, of love in a higher octave than what we have grown up believing love is, helping us to love the unlovable. And maybe that's what we're facing now, because things have happened to us in our life that we are finding it hard to love, to accept. And that's what we're being asked to do, so that we can receive the heavenly light. We're moving up now into the dimensions of the galactics, and they are waiting for us to let go of whatever we cannot control, asking us to let go of control, asking us to stop trying to control everything around us, even if we're not aware of it, to really look at where we may be doing that, trying to fix outside so that we will feel comfortable, when that's tipped on its head, because nothing outside of us is going to change until we get comfortable within us. And this is fertile ground, fertile soil to start planting our manifestations, planting them with intention, with pure intentions, not from a place of wanting, not from a place of any kind of expectation, not from a limited, that if I have a windfall or whatever it might be, if this person starts treating me better, I'll be happy. So I'm going to wait for that to happen. We are sacrificing our life. When we take it in and we start to feel, if we're looking for love, we start to feel loved. We start to feel how we would feel being loved. And keep telling ourselves, Saturn and Neptune, Chiron, all there in Aries, the I am loved, I am loved, and feeling that. And that resonates out and brings in the energy of love. If we are feeling unhealthy, I am healthy. And when we say those words, feel how you felt when you was at your optimum health and well-being. Feel it, that intention, because we are planting now all through this wormhole of the eclipse. Things eclipsing out, like whatever may be coming up that we cannot ignore anymore, that we're having to face, that we're having to breathe through, that we're having to go out into nature and surrender it because we don't know what else to do, because we've held it for so long. We can't hold it there any longer. This is a sacred energy that we are being upgraded, that is coming through, and we are absorbing. So don't wrestle with yourself. Don't wrestle with anybody in your life. Be kind, come in and be kind to your innermost essence. Be kind to the pain that you may be feeling, to the rage you may be feeling, whatever it is that's coming up. It's an extraction. It's going to come up so that we can expand, so that we can move up into a higher frequency, into a higher vibration. So there is a spiritual awakening, and this week is a beautiful week. It's a Venusian week. Venus is activating with the planets, infusing us with love, really reminding us of romance, of allowing the armouring of our hearts to melt, so that we can, and those old cellular memories, maybe from past lives, from karma that we've had with a person, to allow it all to dissolve now into complete love. Because unless we do that, we're going to keep projecting and weaving the same old patterns. So the energy that's coming through, this divine intelligence, is guiding us to love the inside, love our inner environment, feel at peace and at home in our inner environment, and that creates grace. That creates a grace that emanates through us and out of us and all around us, that draws in a new reality that we have not experienced because we've held on to stuff that we've not known what to do with. That we can't hold on to it any longer, to loosen our grip and stop being loyal to the shadow, stop being loyal to the doubts, to the not feeling good enough, and start standing in faith and being loyal to who we truly are, which is we are all a million times enough. We're all unique and different and beautiful in our own ways. And to be able to put our loyalty there instead of where we've been loyal to the defense, we've been loyal to seeing the separation and having a point of view about everything, is pointless. It's pointless. Everything is manufactured around us to keep us in separate, to keep us in that separation. Let it all carry on and bring yourself into the centre, into that peace within, without mind chatter. And the messages that are coming through is, listen to how you're speaking to yourself in the mundane, when you're on your own, when you're having to do your work or your housework, your shopping, when you look in the mirror, whatever it may be. Listen to how you are conversing with yourself. If you're being cruel and not showing yourself compassion, because it's in the mundane that we manifest from. It's from the belief. So if we are speaking all these positive affirmations, that speaking the positive words, but inside we have a belief that that's never going to happen to me. I'm never going to be happy. I'm never going to be healthy. I'm not that. Then that's what the universe will present us with, because that's the energy that is emanating from us. When we take a breath and feel into our intentions, feel into the pureness of who we are. Everyone is here to feel and be loved. And to feel that within, to love ourselves, not in any way that we disregard anyone else, and we are not thinking about others' feelings, because if we hurt others' feelings, then we are hurting ourselves, because we're coming from a distortion that will come back. When we love ourselves in a way that we're kind to ourselves and we're kind to everyone, because everyone is going through something that they don't talk about, as happy as they may be. So everyone's dealing with something, and to give grace for that, to hold space for that, and more importantly this week, holding space for ourselves as we're moving through this wormhole of the eclipse that's so powerful. The moon nodes are being powerfully activated so that we can release and move into this ocean of consciousness that is Pisces. Pisces doesn't have boundaries. It's the ocean. Only we go into boundaries, but really we are setting resistance all around us, separation. When we are in the moment and we're dealing with ourselves, not going into resistance of looking at what is being brought up, what emotions are being brought up, what feelings are being brought up, when we're having those thoughts that we could be better, or everybody else is better than we are, or I haven't got enough, or whatever it may be. Those feelings, that they're tapping, saying, please release me. I want to be gone now. I want to be loved. I want to be brought into your awareness and loved, so that I can be set free, because I'm loved, and love heals. So whatever it is, whatever you're feeling, know that ultimately there is great wisdom there, great wisdom. And once we go out, do a nice walk, set an intention before we have the walk of, right, let me feel whatever it is I'm feeling, even if I can't put words to it, and just go for a walk and connect with nature, connect with the elements, and taking deep breaths and using that adrenaline in a positive way. We come back and it's like, oh, I feel so much better. Really, why was I worrying? Why was I letting that weigh so heavy on my shoulders? Because ultimately, whatever anybody gives out comes back. So I don't have to carry the hurt that people have done to me. I can put that down. I can empty my vessel of that contamination and stop allowing those people or situations to carry on hurting me, and protect that hurt by going into resistance. If anybody comes close, start looking for things that don't like that. Oh, do you know, I don't like that either. This person makes me feel funny. Nobody makes us feel funny. It's the way we judge and the way we, through our distortions, brings it up. Until this is the energy of this week, Venus, Neptune, Uranus, all in these beautiful aspects, and Saturn tapping us. Are you really loving unconditionally now? Are you really allowing people to be who they are without a judgment flying towards them? So we're going through this time, this portal of the priestess, going within, listening to the sacredness, listening to the mystical within us. And this is a time of pure mystery, because we've held on to stuff. We've worked and worked and released and released. Now, whatever we've been asked to release now is going to be coming, is already in our awareness. Now we're going to deal with it. Are we going to deal with it in a reaction that's going to create a weaving of the old outcomes, of the old story? Or are we going to choose light? Are we going to choose faith? Are we going to choose our pure intentions? That when we start setting those pure intentions as we're walking through this Virgo, this high priestess, sacred time, are we going to use this energy to enrich us and enrich Mother Earth and enrich everyone around us? It's a beautiful and powerful week. So I'm asking for a message. There we go. We have the Two of Pentacles for Tuesday. The Five of Pentacles for Wednesday. For Thursday, the Lovers. Friday, the Two of Wands. Saturday, the Death card. And I love this card, it's beautiful. Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, the Ten of Swords. And we have the Moon, so powerful. And we are going into this time of alchemizing our thoughts. There's the Three of Cups, the Strength card at the base of the pack, to really come out of the shadow, to allow our shadows to come to the surface because we've got the help of light, of an entourage of spirit guides, of angels assisting us as we are moving through this time of surrender and openness. So Tuesday, the Two of Pentacles, and this is keeping ourselves balanced while we're moving through this wormhole. The Two of Pentacles, I always see the Two of Pentacles as keeping one eye within and the other eye surveying our environment. And if anything that we see starts to disrupt how we're feeling, to take the gaze within and stable ourselves, center ourselves. So whatever, and it is a very powerful time. There is so much going on in the outside world, and everybody's got an opinion and a perspective, and everybody's different. And that's okay, that is okay. But while everybody is looking about what's going on the outside, the inside is being neglected. It's becoming unstable. Because every word that we speak that is a word of doubt, a word of a criticism or a judgment is a crack in the foundation, in our foundation. It puts cracks in it. Our words hold vibration, and when we are speaking in a way that we're so rigid because that's our view and don't want to see anybody else's view, that's the view and that's how I think about it and I'm telling the world about it, we're putting cracks in that foundation. Somebody else could be coming from a completely different way of seeing it. And that's right as well. Everybody who has the perception is right in their perception. So leave it and tend to this vessel, tend to your body, tend to your innermost sanctuary, your temple, as we're moving through this mystical time. All the tests are there. We can look out and become out of balance. We can start ranting and speaking these words and gain allies while we're doing it. But all we're doing is missing the mark, completely missing the mark. To come within and focus on our intentions, on our pure intentions for Mother Earth, for everyone, seeing people really abundant and successful. Instead of asking, I want to be successful, I want it, seeing other people successful. And that is a energy that moves through us as well, so that everybody is enlightened and in touch with their higher self, that everybody is doing what they love doing, because we all have a different gift. Everybody's doing their gift and loving it and being prosperous and financially secure and healthy and joyful, and that is where we move into when we get rid of all this separation. When we come in and tend to the inner kingdom, we create it around us, and this is what we're all here. This is what we're anchoring. This is why we're here. So to keep ourselves in that balance, regardless of whatever is going on in our outside world, what's going on within our families, what's going on within our community, keep ourselves in that nice, balanced and aligned place, aligned with peace, compassion, kindness to ourselves and to everyone. Wednesday, the Five of Pentacles, and this has been showing itself quite a bit recently, and I love this card. I really do love this card. It's one that can mean that it's a time of, or we're feeling an energy of lack or isolation, and you can see there she is behind the fence and everybody else there is enjoying themselves, and she's just stood watching them. And sometimes when you're walking this path, as your lens start to clear, the things that may have made you happy and the ways that we may have behaved in those times, we start to move away from, because we see that we don't need to fit in. We do not need to bend ourselves out of shape to fit in with people. This reminds me, whenever I pull it personally, to recenter, to look at every area of my life. Where am I feeling isolated? Where am I feeling a fear of lack? Where am I not feeling optimum health within my body, scanning my body for any disharmony there, and asking my body, go in and ask, why am I feeling this disharmony, and it will tell you. It will tell you whether we take the advice of our own body and carry on, then that is our free will. So asking those questions to ourselves, and if we are feeling isolated, because there are so many different things occurring, and sometimes it can be too much. It can really start to work on our nervous system when we're constantly seeing the hackling that's going on. And Archangel Raphael stepping forward, reminding us of the healing codes that we have been receiving from Regulus, although Archangel Michael is the angel of Regulus, the protector, the North Star. Archangel Raphael is bringing through the healing codes that are going to assist us through this time, to really feel that within our hearts and know that if we are changing, if our priorities are changing, that we are starting to say no instead of yes, and we are starting to go and we're doing that inner work and finding some peace and solitude, that we don't have to be out try to please everybody and be loud, that to start moving. And sometimes walking this path, especially when we're moving from one timeline to another, it can feel isolating because people start to group and you feel, I don't fit in with that group, I feel isolated. And you can be sat in a workshop and the person running that workshop looks at every single person in that workshop but completely ignores you. So you feel isolated, and even when you speak, you're not heard. So you feel isolated, and this is all showing us our lack of self-worth. So when that is happening, not to see that we are doing something wrong, that maybe that person and those people around us don't like us, that it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. I will take the wisdom regardless of whatever dynamics are in that group. I'll take the wisdom. I don't have to join in. I don't have to be in a clique. I can be independent and be happy. I don't need anyone to lean on. And this is us becoming our sovereign beings, our divine sovereign being. So if you're going through that, if you're going through some kind of not fitting in, that's good. That really is good. Just work on how it's making you feel, to the point of acceptance of this is who it is, that this is who they are. That's fine. That is fine. I'm not here to be part of everybody's life. I'm here to sort my own life out. And in doing so, I pull all my reality into alignment. So wherever this may be, whether it's finances, whether there's something going on with something to do with your health, and you're not able to do what you used to do, just keep those intentions of, I'm feeling healthy, and feel it. And don't let the shadow say you're lying, you're feeling like crap. No, I'm healthy, because you're going into a memory and a memory cell where you were healthy. So there's memory there that you can bring back and tap into, and then your body will start to shift into that. So wherever it is, whatever you're going through, you're going through some kind of loss, and you're feeling a loose end, whatever it is, know that that's okay. It will pass. It's a time of healing. I really do love this card. It reminds me to bring myself back into alignment, to find my innermost essence, and to stay there for a while. Thursday, the lovers. So as we do that, this is the card of choice. Just choose love. And Venus is so active all this week, coming into so many conversations with the different planets, with Neptune and Saturn, with Uranus, and later on in the week Pluto. So these are all beautiful aspects that, as we let go of putting too much pressure on ourselves, of just taking a breath and stepping into that faith within our soul, knowing our soul knows exactly where it's going, even if our heads haven't got a clue. So as we do, Venus is coming in, Uranus is coming in, Neptune and Saturn, and even Chiron are all, and Pluto are coming in, dissolving that armouring of our heart, so that we can feel love on a deep, deep level. So if anybody comes into your life during this week, allow your heart to open. Relationships that we're already in, find some romance, some playfulness, bring it back. Everything's got too serious. We've been doing this inner work for so long, and it's time to find some joy and happiness within our relationships, within our relationship with ourselves, within the relationship with the people around us, and with the relationship with our finances. That too is a relationship. So wherever we are feeling the lack, to send love there, send that energy of love. Not the questions, why have I not got that? Or what am I going to do because this is happening? Send love into those situations. Love is the greatest healer. And this is the card of Thursday, to really, everybody you meet, send them love. Send texts and messages to people, and spread love all around, because the more we spread it, that's the seeds that are going out into our reality that will come back. And we're not doing with that intention. We're doing it because it feels good, because it enlivens us and brings us good health and lifts our vibration. So Thursday, a beautiful day of love. Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, we have the Two of Wands. She's looking into her crystal ball there and stepping through a doorway. So we've gone through from the Two of Pentacles into the Two of Wands. And this is keeping our vision. Being loyal to our vision, not our shadow. Being loyal to our vision, to feel it, to actually feel how it would feel when we're living in our intentions, in our inspirations, what inspires us, what life inspires us, and to really come into alignment with that. She's using her crystal ball. Surround yourself with crystals. This is Virgo. She is the healer, whatever modality, whether it's Bach flower remedies, whether it's beating your drum to release anything that may be stuck within your body or within your home, or your environment, just banging and banging your drum to the rhythm, creating a beautiful rhythm. Using your hands-on healing, calling in your angels, your guides, the luminous healing angels, and also the star beings, the Pleiades, the Sirius, the Andromeda and Atres, they're all there activating. We've got this help that we are part of. We are part of the stars. We are part of the cosmos. We have ancestors in the universe to really connect with, as well as on the earth, on the earth plane. So calling on that help and walking through that door. So Friday, a day of setting our intentions, of looking into a crystal ball, because crystal magnifies. So when we're looking into the crystal ball and we're seeing and visualizing, and that growing and magnifying and seeing it going out into our energy field. Saturday, we have the Death card. So there's a death. There's a death of the old. It's being transmuted because we can't carry it any longer. We can't fool ourselves. We can't keep going into that conflict when we're on our own of what am I meant to do with this? So we don't know what to do, so we don't do anything. We may go for healing, but there's certain things we do not speak of. We never discuss. And it's those that are coming up. They're coming up to be transmuted, to be alchemized. This is death and rebirth. So in order for our rebirth, there's got to be an ending. There's got to be a death of the old, the shadow that we have been so loyal to. We've listened to it. We've allowed it to run amok in our lives and still listen to it. Now we are moving away and allowing our shadow, loving our shadow, letting where we've stepped into overprotection, just having a word with ourselves that, you know, I don't need to protect myself anymore. I don't need to protect myself from any pain. I really don't. The pain I'm feeling and I'm fearful of is already in here. So as we're surrendering it, we just love, and our heart opens. We activate our higher heart. We activate our higher mind. All this beautiful energy. The old is moving away. this energy of anything that is not of love, all those disowned parts of ourselves that we have not loved, starting to alchemize and heal so that we can open up into this beautiful space. And there's so much peace here. When we let go of the loud, the noisy, the frustration, the stress, oh, so much peace, so much peace. And Sunday, we have the Ten of Wands. So this is the end of challenging situations. The moon is bringing it because this is the moons of the High Priestess, this sacred energy, this portal that we are cleansing and clearing and creating a sacred vessel. The moon is bringing things up, that which the moon does. It governs the tides, it governs our emotions. So when our emotions start to rise during the full moon, we know we need to get into the bath, we need to put our feet in a stream, go out into the moon and allow whatever's coming up to render it into the goddess. So the moon is bringing it up so that we can now celebrate life. Celebrate life. Every essence, every part of our being, every relationship, everything. It's a celebration. We're here to celebrate. Every day is a celebration. We're given another chance. If we keep choosing the same old, we'll end up in the same old. We're given another chance, and we wake up and we start to affirm that I am so happy, but feeling it. I am at peace. I'm feeling it. I am divinely supported. I'm feeling it. And starting our day that way and ending our day that way. Setting those intentions deep into our consciousness. And as we set those intentions, they will come into fruition. The outside world is a reflection from our inner world. We create from our inner world. We can't create from our outer world. It comes from within. We create from our inner world, and then it reflects in our outer world. And so as we celebrate that, we are all moving in harmony with the cosmos, with Mother Earth, into a new reality with each other. And there we have the Strength card, and this is the angel. You can see the barbed wire. And there on Wednesday, the Five of Pentacles, can you see there? She stood behind a barbed wire fence. So there, her thoughts are keeping her separate. So on Sunday, there is the angel helping to dissolve those thoughts that prick our mental energy, that create disturbance within our body, that weaken us, that drain us. The angels are around us, helping us to cleanse our crown chakra, our higher chakras. And as we're moving through this week, the lower chakras are receiving a cleansing as we are really going down into those areas that could be in the shadow, that we've not wanted to look into, that we've closed away. Opening those doors now, letting the light in there, allowing the light to come in and heal without us even having to understand anything. Coming up through the lower chakras and coming in from above the higher chakras and coming through and creating the kundalini to rise within the balance of the divine masculine and the divine feminine arising. And as we are going through these situations with relationships, wherever we may be going into a resistance, we're going into resistance with ourselves, because we will block our ascension, because we are all ascending into oneness, into higher consciousness. So the angels on Sunday helping us to take a breath, Archangel Raphael coming, standing forward, reminding us to breathe in that healing and cleansing light through all the pathways of our minds, and allowing any thought forms that are blocking us from our higher self, from our highest and greatest potential, from the truth of who we divinely are, to dissolve into the light and allow that light to flow down through our bodies, down into our hands, down all the way through every cell within our body, into our feet, and allow anything now that is blocking us from our highest timeline to just dissolve through the soles of our feet. And thanking Archangel Raphael and his luminous healing angels that, as I'm speaking, are going through all directions of space and time to resurrect those essence of our soul that are trapped in pain, in heartache, in fear, in anxiety, in starvation, and the list goes on. And we are marking the priestess moons, so this is the lifetimes where we have shown our light, where we have been one with the divine, and it has created punishment, it has created judgment, it's even created our death, releasing of all that, because we are here in this moment, radiating our life, so those aspects of our soul can come back. They don't need to hide anymore. We can come into the wholeness of who we truly are, and in that oneness with the divine, as we are opening up, as the vessels are becoming, our vessels are sacred because they're holding no contamination any longer. We are free. So a beautiful, beautiful week. It's been a long one, this one. I did do one yesterday, but it kept cutting off, so the energy wasn't maybe right yesterday. I know things have come through today that didn't yesterday. So have a wonderful week and be gentle, really gentle with yourself. It's okay. It's okay when things are coming to the surface. Don't battle. Don't go into battle with anything within. Just ask for help. And the help's all around there, all around us, and will assist us far greater than we can assist ourselves, because we haven't got the capacity in our mental to do that. We can't solve those problems that we don't understand why those feelings are there, or we might project them out into our lives, but we still go through the same old. When we're not projecting anymore, we'll see things clearer, and we'll see people, we'll see their light, and we'll see their hearts. So I'm sending so much love. Thank you so much for listening, and if you stayed with me to the end, I hope it's all made sense to you, and I'm sending you so much love. Thank you.